Hello and welcome. I am Dr. Anil Joshi. Welcome you to my series Iconological and Temple Architecture Perspective. Hampi is very important, not only from those who follow religion, but also for those who follow history and for also those who want to know why India was called as the most prosperous country in the world, why Vijayanagar was called as the richest town, richer than Rome at its time, that is in 15th century. So for that it has to meet certain criteria. It has to have a biggest trading center. It was the biggest trading center in Asia as far as horses, diamonds, gold, silver are concerned. Not only that, it was also a biggest market for the weapons, then also for those who want to sell their horses, then camels, believe it, camel I said, even camels were sold here, and the city was so prosperous that it had a supermarket of diamonds, silver and gold separately, horse market separately, so also a market of pan supari, that was also a separate big market having stalls, hundreds of stalls were there. Now all these things were attracting many foreign visitors. Is it that the only place for trading? No, it was also a historical place. A lot of events mentioned in Puranas and Ramayanas have occurred here. This was a Kishkinda in Puranas. In Ramayana, it was the birthplace of Lord Hanumana. It was a kingdom of Vali and Sugriva's, and Prabhu Ramachandra has stayed here while going to Sri Lanka for a couple of days. He has worshipped here Shiva, whose temple is still there, and also there are many other architectural, iconological, temple designing point of view, like a Vithala temple which has got a musical pillars. Here there are plates which can sing. After Vithala temple, you can also see big Gopuram that was there in the Hampi. Big Gopuram, singing pillars of Vithala, and also royal enclosures. Now, royal enclosures means it was a king's palace and a place for activity at that time. You can see ruins, but that can give you how much gorgeous it would have been. We have heard of stories of Telani Ram and Krishna Dev Raya, which has occurred here. Now here there are big elephant stables, which means that they have large number of elephants with them. They were having processions of horses, elephants there in front of stable. Then they have a large zanana, which was including a lotus palace. Then also there is Queen's Bath, summer palaces. Their queens were staying absolutely in comfort. And what kings were doing? Every day morning they were going for war exercises. That was in front of elephant stable, where they had teachers right from Mongolia. So they are learning all arts of war here. And you can also see certain pushpakaranis, that is wells, the designing of which is at such a geometry and with such a preciseness that you will be just stunned looking at it. And believe it, it was constructed in a very short time. Go anywhere in the town, you will find a Gopuram of Virupaksha temple. Go anywhere in town, you will see hills of the Matinga hills, then Hanuman birthplace, that is Anjanadri hills. So also many temples, many supermarkets. So do visit Hampi after a brief idea. Main aim of our series is to give you a brief idea about multiple monuments. However, that is not possible to cover in one lecture. Therefore, we have got multiple lectures. Stay tuned to us, see our multiple videos, subscribe to us and enjoy the wealth of knowledge and know why India was the most powerful, why Vijayanagara Samrajya was most powerful, why it was the largest supermarket, why it was attracting tourists all throughout, and what was the technological advances. Let's get going to each topic. Hampi is one of a most important thing. That's why UNESCO has awarded it as one of the monument in India, and it is a World Heritage. Now, how Hampi become World Heritage? Pushkarni, which means a water source.
We can talking about 2D, 3D concept. On the time also they have know the concept. The two animal body, the single head. So when you closing this part of the body, is ox or bull. So when you closing this part of the body, so elephant, you can observe the trunk, head and body, the elephant. So Nandi is the indication of the Shiva and Parvati, and elephant is the indication of Vishnu and Padma. So Nandi is the indication of the hard work. When you can do the hard work, definitely you get the money like that. वो एलिफेंट ट्री का लिफ्ट करा ऐसा मोमेंट देख सकते हैं ना. द एलिफेंट मीन्स दैट इज इंडिकेशन ऑफ द गणेश विनायक. सो व्हेन यू क्लोजिंग दिस पार्ट ऑफ द वर्ड इट्स अ गणेश इज द गणेश 2D concept like that. Krishnadevaraya, the second was Chinna Devi. So Chinna Devi is a very good for the traditional dancer. She was expert in Bharatanatyam. अंदर भगवान का पूजा चलने का टाइम में हमारे चिन्ना देवी ने डांस करना. डांस करने के लिए म्यूजिक चाहिए ना, म्यूजिकल इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स चाहिए. उस टाइम में कोई म्यूजिकल इंस्ट्रूमेंट नहीं यूज़ करते. ऐसा देखें अभी ऊपर में क्या मतलब ऐसा 56 पिलर्स हैं. वो 56 में छोटे छोटे पिलर देख सकते हैं. ऐसा 16, 11, 12, 2, 3, 4 ऐसे छोटे छोटे पिलर. वो छोटे छोटे पिलर का चंदन से लगते से मानता है. उस टाइम में वो हवा जो है मिनिमम 1.5 किलोमीटर वो हवा सुन के रानी चिन्ना देवी इधर चिन्ना देवी इधर डांस करता है. ऊपर हो गई चिन्ना देवी डांस करता. बाई चांस ऐसे डांस चलने के टाइम में बारिश आना था. अभी ऊपर से नीचे तक सिल्क सर से क्लोज करता था. क्लोज करने के बाद बारिश का पानी ना इधर कर रखा हो. बारिश का पानी इधर से इधर आके इधर होल दे. इस होल से इस होल दे. टोटल 7 लेस पानी नीचे आना चाहिए. देखिए कितना सोच के बना पूरा मंदिर. अब इधर है दिखाता है. पूरा स्ट्रक्चर है ना नीचे है. ये ऊपर पिलर का है, ये ऊपर के है, शिखर के है. ऐसे फ्रंट पे देखें तो सेम टू सेम ऐसा था. ब्लू प्रिंट है. इधर एक राम का मंदिर भी है, राम का स्टैचू भी है. ऐसा दशावतार भी आप देख सकते हैं. देखो ट्रेडिंग के लिए नीचे चाइनीज आएगा, चाइनीज पर्सन प्रोसेस आएगा, मंगोलियंस आएगा, डचर ब्रिटिश. ऐसा पूरा ट्रेडिंग के लिए हार्स लेके आता है. इधर से गोल्डन डायमंड लेके ऐसा हार्स लेके आने के बाद इधर आइए. आर्ट्स लेकर के बाद में इसका एज के लिए हेल्थ और टूथ देख रहे थे इसका डेंटल डॉक्टर अभी एज सर्टिफिकेट देता है ना ऑन द टाइम्स दे हैव नो द टेक्नोलॉजी टूथ देख रहे मेल फीमेल चेक करके ग्राउंड चाह रहे बहुत अच्छा है राजू को सबमिट करता था आइडिया है सो ऑलरेडी वी हैव सॉ द 2D कांसेप्ट वी आर इन 5D ऑन द टाइम 7D कांसेप्ट बना इधर क्लोज करें तो जंपिंग फ्रॉग है ना जंपिंग फ्रॉग दिख रहा है ना थोड़ा इस साइड क्लोज करें तो मूविंग स्नेक है सांप जा रहा है सर थोड़ा इधर ओपन करें तो 2 लेग से टेल है प्लेइंग हनुमान प्लेइंग मंकी के रूप में देख सकते हैं थोड़ा इधर क्लोज करें तो मंकी बैठ के पॉप को मिल्क फीड कर रहा है ऐसे देख सकते हैं थोड़ा इधर क्लोज करें तो आदिशेष है थोड़ा इधर ओपन करें तो शिवलिंग के ऊपर में आदिशेष है थोड़ा इधर क्लोज करें तो पेड़ के ऊपर से पॉप को लिफ्ट कर रहा है ऐसे मूवमेंट में देख सकते साइड में देखिए चिंपंजी है साइड में इस साइड में देखिए चिंपंजी है नीचे भी एक फ्रॉग है ऊपर फ्रॉग है सिंगल हेड है दैट पर्पस सो वी आर नॉट एडवांस्ड वी आर ओनली फॉलोवर और एंशिएंट पीपल्स आर वेरी एडवांस्ड हमको मालूम होता है
This is of Krishna Dev Rai. The paintings we are seeing of it are original. That is more than 600 years old. He is wearing a coat. That's an interesting finding. क्या सिर्फ बोलते हैं
मैं बता देंगे अभी आप देख सकते हैं विष्णु का दशावतार इस पिलर में देख सकते हैं फर्स्ट वन इज द मत्स्य अवतार बाद में आप देख सकते हैं कूर्मा बाद में देख सकते हैं वराह अवतार देख सकते हैं भूदेवी का रक्षण करने के लिए बाद में आप देख सकते हैं इधर नरसिम्हा बॉडी है ना वुमेन का बॉडी है फेस एंड लायन का नरसिम्हा बाद में आप देख सकते हैं वामना बाद में देख सकते राम एंड परशुरामा बाद में देख सकते बलराम होने के बाद में देख सकते कृष्णा इधर बुद्धा स्किप है डायरेक्ट आप देख सकते हैं कल्कि है ऐसे विष्णु का दशावतार भी आप देख सकते हैं पूरा एवोल्यूशन ऑफ द ह्यूमन लाइफ आल्सो वो चार्ल्स डार्विन बोल दिया ना मानव कैसे डेवलपमेंट हो गया वो पूरा इधर है फर्स्ट पानी में है फिश इज द इंडिकेशन ऑफ द वाटर बाद में आप थोड़ा लैंड एंड वाटर में ऐसा ह्यूमन का जन्म हो गया बाद में थोड़ा फेस आ गया बाद में ह्यूमन का बॉडी हो गया फेस ना एनिमल का दिमाग है ऐसा वन बाय वन में करूँगा सो दैट पर्पज सो चार्ल्स डार्विन इज नॉट फर्स्ट वी आर इंडियंस आर द फर्स्ट इसके देख सकते हैं फर्स्ट वन इज मत्स्य होता है बाद में कूर्मा होता है बाद में वराह बोर्ड फॉरेस्ट बोर्ड नरसिम्हा फोर्थ होता है नरसिम्हा पीछे नरसिम्हा बाद में वामना ऊपर जा ऊपर जा वामना बाद में लिखा राम एंड परशुरामा टॉप राम एंड परशुरामा इधर थोड़ा पीछे जा आगे देखिए बलराम होने के बाद कृष्णा बाद में कल की देख सकते हैं कल के अभी फ्यूचर में आ रहा है सो माइथोलॉजिकली दैट इज़ द डिफरेंट स्टोरी लिविंग और इसका साइंटिफिकली एक स्टोरी है आप बोलते ना चार्ल्स डार्विन का थ्योरी बोलते ना वो चार्ल्स डार्विन ने मानव कैसा डेवलपमेंट है वो बोलते मानव जीवन कैसे डेवलप होता है। द टाइगर, द बर्ड इज अ हॉर्स, हियर इज अ कैट एंड रैबिट, गोट का हम देख सकते हैं, डियर का हम देख सकते हैं, लायन का है, एलिफेंट का ट्रंक है, क्रोकोडाइल का माउथ है, इधर एक सोल्जर भी है। In the time of the war practice, they can use all animal technique. देखो टाइगर एक बार पकड़ना तो नहीं छोड़ता, ऐसे पकड़ना चाहिए। हॉर्स कितने भी राइड करता ट्रस्ट नहीं होता, ऐसे हमारा बॉडी भी स्ट्रांग होना चाहिए। ठीक है, कैट है रैबिट के लिसनिंग पावर ज़्यादा है, वो कौन है बैक साइड, ऐसा देख सकते हैं। एंड दिस इज द सिंबल ऑफ द विजयनगर, एंड दिस इज द सिंबल ऑफ द कर्नाटका गवर्नमेंट नाउ, इट्स कॉल्ड मकरा याली। वो प्रहलादा इसके साथ डांस करके संभार करता ना, वो मूवी भी देख सकते हैं। बाबू देखो रावण बैठ गया, रावण है ना, हनुमान के इधर देखो शेर नहीं देखो, पूछ का ऐसा राउंड करके ऊपर भी बैठ गया हनुमान। रावण का लेवल है इधर, हनुमान का लेवल है ऊपर है, हनुमान इज द ग्रेटर देन द रावण, ऐसा देख सकते हैं। ऊपर में देखो हनुमान संजीवनी पर्वत लेकर आता था, जामुन का राम को मीट करता था, विष्णु का रूप, ऐसा मूवमेंट में आप इधर देख सकते हैं। श्री विठला देवर,
inscription from Vijayanagar temple in Old Kannada.
and you can observe here the Krishna Raya. You look here. Narasanayaka. हाँ, विष्णु का द्वारपाल है, जय एक फोटो ले लो। हाँ जया, उधर विजय है, जोड़ दिया विजय अभी नहीं।
Jay and Vijay are Dwarapalas of Vishnu.
द्वारपाल का तो विष्णु स्किप कर।
Hampi has got lot of beautiful monuments, beautiful temples, beautiful buildings, beautiful sculptures. Out of that, the iconic is Vithala temple. Vithala temple was built by Krishnadeva and it was dedicated to Lord Vishnu's avatara, that is Vithala. Vithala is incarnation or avatara of Lord Vishnu, and that was constructed by Krishnadeva. Now how you reach? The first is by road and second is by walk along the river bank from the Hampi Bazaar. You can take an auto rickshaw from Hampi Bazaar stand, or you can go by your own vehicle. The choice is yours, or catch a local bus first from the Hampi bus stand to Kamalapura and then from Kamalapura to Vithala temple. There are a lot of local people will help you. One of the best part of Hampi is lot of people are interested or keen on helping you, and they identify you as an outsider. So the tourists are identified, people are willing to help you and you should take their help. The Vithala temple has some gorgeous stone structures such as stone chariots and the musical pillars. Both are unique. Musical pillars, there are no parallel example in the world. So also a Garuda chariot. Both these structures speaks a ton about the unmatched craftsmanship of the period. This temple in Hampi draws people from all part of the world, and especially after the UNESCO has recognized it, it became a world's treasure. The temple was built in 15th century during the rules of Krishnadeva II. The temple is dedicated to Vithala and is also called as Vijaya Vithala temple. The Vithala is also said to be incarnation of Lord Vishnu. The temple was built by Lord Vishnu in his Vithala form. He has got different forms, different incarnations. Out of this is of the Vithala form. The Dravidian style adorned the built of complex, which is further enhanced with the elaborate carvings. Among the several structures, the main hall or Mahamandapa, then Devi Shrine, then Kalyana Mandapa, Ranga Mandapa, the Utsav Mandapa, and very famous stone chariots. They all are different. We have different videos on Vithala temple, then on stone chariot and on Sabha Mandapas, because they itself are the extensive topic. Whatever are displayed there, to photograph them and to let you know takes longer time. So we are divided into three. This particular part is for the temple, Vithala temple. The main highlight of the Mahamandapa is its richly carved giant monolithic pillars. The outermost of the pillars are popularly called as the musical pillars. These slender and short pilaster curved out the giant pillars emit musical tones. So what they have done? First they have carved a giant pillar. In that giant pillar, these vertical pillars of equal length, but they emit different musical tone, and that's the glory. Probably these do not belong to any of the standard musical, they may not, but if you play them with a stick, they will be of different notes, and that different note will be musical. And it was said that they were created by Chandan sticks, and the sound was heard almost a kilometer away from the temple. Miraculous. So that was the creation, that was the fact when these pillars were created. Some of the curious visitors, they had damaged it. They tried to first make this thing with stick or something, and then with the stones to make the pillar vibrate and cause the musical tones, but they could not succeed. I think this is not correct. That's why ASI department has closed this from doing all such sort of things. It is not allowed at present there. The Eastern Hall is called as a musician's hall, is notably for the sculptures and musicians on the pillars. Each of the pillars surround its hall, sculptures and musician and drummers and dancers. The Mahamandapa contain 4 open halls within. The south, north and east one are still intact. The central western hall is collapsed following a fall of the capital, that is after Talikota war. The southern hall is dominated with rampant and creative animal called Yali. What is Yali? Yali is an imaginary animal who has got power of horse, then lion, then elephant. So all these things are gathered to create this Yali, and Yali is supposed to be a symbol of a great warrior who sits on it. The northern hall is surrounded with a series of pillars with Narasimha. Again, it is incarnation of Vishnu, a man with lion head, which is incarnation of Vishnu. Now, where is large Narasimha in Hampi? That is Lakshmi Narasimha statue. It's a very big statue, and we have different video on this. The most notable one are the Narasimha's slaying Hiranyakashipu on his lap. So that was a condition to kill Hiranyakashipu, which was fulfilled with this. The Prahlada is seen sitting at the base with praying posture. That is the story one should know to understand this carving. The ceiling of hall 2 are interest in the lotus-like carvings at center. So they will appear as though they are like a lotus. Further west is a closed hall with 2 porches on either side. Further ahead is the sanctum. The inner sanctum is devoid of any idol. A narrow and united passage encircles the inner sanctum. A few steps on either side of the sanctum main door gives access to this passage. Inside is dark. We have taken photographs of it. So there is a technique when you go there, take a Pradakshana Marga. Care should be taken so that your visibility will be intact. Otherwise you will not see anything because of the dark. You have to wait for some time for your eyes to get adjusted, adapted. The outer wall of the sanctum that one can see from the passageway is richly decorated with the kumbha, then pankajas. Pankajas is again a lotus. The motifs where the lotus flower flows out of a pot. There is image of a bull and elephant with a shared head. So this is a something like three-dimensional imagination. We have got a video in which we have demonstrated this. The left portion is incorporated as a bull and the right as an elephant. You cover one with one hand and you see other you cover, you see one. That our guide has shown us beautifully. It is there. The other attraction include goddess shrine in the New West, the 100-pillared hall at the southwest of the Kalyana Mandapa, that is ceremonial marriage hall, in the southeast of the pillared cloistered all around the enclosure wall. So this you will find in our pictures. We have given photographs of it. They are nicely. The Mahamandapa contains 4 open halls within. The south, north and the east one are still intact. The central western hall is collapsed probably due to the fall of this capital after Talikota War. The main highlight of the Mahamandapa is its richly carved giant monolithic pillars. The outermost of the pillars are popularly called as the musical pillars. These slender and short pilasters curved out of the giant pillar emit musical tone when they are tapped with a chandan stick or with even hand, and these are not only here, they are at many more places. And not only here the pillars are musical, but also some stones. They are in royal enclave, royal enclosure. If you go to royal enclosure, there are square stones which are also musical. We have got a video on it. We have got a sound recordings of it. They are also musical. Unmindful curiosity, because of over-enthusiastic visitors, they have damaged it and it has resulted into closure of it permanently. Now nobody is allowed. A large Rangapandama is well known for its 56 musical pillars known as Sare Gama. Sare Gama are musical notes. These have attributed to the musical notes arising out of them. One can actually hear the musical notes if they tap pillars gently. And similar pillars are also there in Mulyavant Raghunatha Swami temple. There also these pillars are there to the side hall. You can hear a musical tone there, or you can see our video made on that. We have shown in that. There is a set of main pillars and many smaller ones at the mandapa. Each pillar offers support to the ceiling of the mandapa, while the main pillars are designed in the style of musical instruments. Each main pillar is wrapped with the 7 minor pillars which emits the musical note Sare Ga Ma Pa. That is the 7 musical notes, and there are 7 pillars. Each note emitting from these pillars produce different sounds. It is very true that they produce different sound. If the pillars are hit by a sandalwood that is used usually to make music, and you can make rhythmic music with them. The reason behind such pillar sounding like a Sare Gama is not known. However, some people think that some of the constituency in minerals has made them musical, but so far nobody has got answer of it. Now this is outside the Vitthal Vijaya temple. We are seeing a ruined market. It was horse market once upon a time, a kilometer long, multiple stalls, more than 1,000. A lot of carving shows that horses trading were getting on here, and people were coming from very, very long distances. Now this is Gopuram. Gopuram has got beautiful carvings. The Gopuram here is made up of the bricks, that is a change. The lower structure is by the stones and upper one is by the bricks, and some of the sculpture here indicates, look at these, are they Indian? No, some of them are foreigners. Here if you see carefully all these, there is one Brazilian also which is shown as the sculpture. Now there is a different video in which we have described this in full details. Now we are coming inside. This is a big courtyard, you can say. This is a Garud, chariot, mandapam. Then you can see a gopuram at one side. Then this is being pulled by horses. Earlier it was by the horses, but now it is pulled by the elephants. But if you see very carefully, behind the elephants look separate, and behind the elephant you will see some remnants of the rear portion of the horses. So earlier definitely it was a chariot pulled by horse, but now they are attached elephants separately. Now coming back to Vithala temple, see from outside how gorgeous, musical pillars, how they are carved from one big pillar, one central, and peripherally they are situated by musical pillars. This is from the side. You can see the gopuram is made up of the bricks. Why? Because that makes gopuram lighter. However, the life of stone is definitely more than that of the brick. So you can see the gopuram which are made up of the stone are long lasting. Now, what is this? Shikhara. Shikhara or Vimana. Why it is Vimana? Because in South India it is called Vimana, and in North India it is called Shikhara. Then there is a lot of differences. Our different videos has given all these details, how they differ from each other. So there are a lot of differentiation, North Indian, South Indian, but this is typical of the South Indian. Now this is inside of the temple. Now see how much dark there is. So once you step down inside, you will have to wait for certain time so that your eyes will get adjusted. And photography here is extremely difficult. They do not allow flashlights, but those who are interested in photography, for them it is a new challenge to take photographs at this area. Now here there are carved pillars, but no musical pillars here because we are nearer the temple, nearer the sanctum. Now some reconstruction work you are seeing, excellent work by the archaeology department. Narasimha Saraswati, earlier sculpture. Now there are different sculptures, different carvings. Now this is outside portion of the temple. And with that, we are coming to end of this lecture. In this, I tried to explain to you different specialities of this Vithala temple. The idol in the temple, Vithala, is missing here, and it is said that it is safely transferred to Pandharpur at Maharashtra. There you can see that it's a different type of altogether Vishnu idol, and definitely it's from the black stone made, and it is very beautiful. It's at Pandharpur. It's very famous, lot of people visits it. And with that we are coming to end of this lecture. I thank you for giving me your valuable time. Thank you, goodbye, and take care. See you again in next video. If you like, give us a like, and if you feel you want to hear the lecture series, then give for the subscription. Thank you, goodbye, and take care.